Hello guys and a very welcome back to our channel Law Informants. I hope that you all are keeping safe and doing fine. Well, in this video we'll be discussing chapter 1 of CRPC, that is Criminal Code of Procedure 1973. But before starting, I would request you all to please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications of our latest videos. So chapter 1 comprises of 3 sections, that is section 3, 4 and 5. Starting with section 3, construction of references, which further comprises of 4 subsections. Well, subsection 1 talks about the term magistrate and along with explaining what it means and clarifying the references made in its relations. First, when the area of jurisdiction fall outside a metropolitan area, any reference to the magistrate is interpreted or understood as a reference to a judicial magistrate. Second, when it falls within a metropolitan area, it is considered as a reference to a metropolitan magistrate. Third, the same is followed in case a reference is made to a magistrate of the first class and second class as per the jurisdiction. Fourth, any reference to the Chief Judicial Magistrate shall be interpreted as a reference to the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate in the area of jurisdiction falls within a metropolitan area. Subsection 2 of the code clarifies if the area of jurisdiction is within a metropolitan area, then any reference to the Court of Judicial Magistrate is to be understood as a reference to the Court of Metropolitan Magistrate for that area. But the only condition here is that in the context of reference, one must not require otherwise interpretation. Moving further to subsection 3. Well, this subsection deals with references in relation to enactments passed before the code was enforced. First, a reference to a magistrate of first class can be interpreted as a reference to a judicial magistrate of first class. Second, when it is a reference to a magistrate of second or third class, it can be interpreted or analyzed as a recommendation to a judicial magistrate of the second class. Third, the same to a presidency magistrate or chief presidency magistrate can be interpreted as a testimonial to a metropolitan magistrate or the chief metropolitan magistrate respectively. Fourth, a reference to any area which is included in a metropolitan area shall be considered as a recommendation to such metropolitan area, and any clue to a magistrate of the first class or of the second class in relation to such area shall be understood as a reference to the metropolitan magistrate exercising jurisdiction in such area. Moving ahead to subsection 4, which discusses the function that a magistrate can exercise in relation to certain matters in case they fall under the purview of any other law apart from this code. First one being that the matters which involve the appreciation or shifting of evidences, and the second is the formulation of any decision which exposes any person to A. any punishment or penalty, B. detention in custody pending investigation, inquiry or trial, C. would have the effect of sending him for trial before any court. Well, in such a scenario, the functions exercisable by a magistrate shall be exercisable by a judicial magistrate subject to the provisions of the code. Third, matters which are administrative or executive in nature, such as A. granting of a license, B. suspension or cancellation of a license, C. sanctioning of prosecution or withdrawing from a prosecution. Well, in this case, the functions exercisable by the magistrate shall be exercisable by an executive magistrate subject to the provision of the code. Further, moving to the section 4, that is trial of offences under Indian Penal Code, IPC and other laws. First of all offences under IPC should be investigated, considered into, tried and otherwise distributed it with according to the provisions herein after contained. Second, all the offences under any other law should be investigated, considered into, tried and otherwise dealt with according to the same provisions, but subject to any enactment for the time being in force regulating the manner of place of investigation, inquiring into, trying or otherwise dealing with such an offence. Moving to the last section of the chapter, that is section 5, saving. This section states that nothing contained in this code shall, in the absence of a specific provision that suggests otherwise, affect. That is, first of all, any special law or local law for the time being in force. Second, any special jurisdiction or power conferred. Or third, any special form of procedure prescribed by any other law for the time being in force. Herein I would like to present a very brief conclusion, that is section 3 to section 5 of the CRPC provide a preliminary foundation to the code and form a part of the introductory chapters. Section 3 of the chapter contains 4 subsections and lays down how references specifically to the term magistrate and others in relation to it are to be interpreted, wherein section 4 discusses the trial of offences under IPC and any other law and requires that offences under either be investigated, tried and dealt with according to provisions contained in this code. Finally, section 5 states that the extent of application of provisions of the code and its effect upon other laws. And that's a wrap. I hope that you all liked watching the video, and if you did, then please do not forget to like it. Thank you.